Speaking of not caring about words, only actions, a Marine Corps veteran from Texas who was left paralyzed and without a voice after being shot, allegedly by a criminal illegal immigrant, has since regained some of his ability to speak, and he shared his very first message to the public exclusively with the Daily Wire this week. This 44-year-old veteran, Jimmy Friesenhan, was working as a security guard at the El Patio Sports Bar in San Antonio in May when he found a pistol in the pocket of a man that he was patting down. When the former Marine tried to confiscate the gun, 29-year-old Wilmer Vladimir Ortega Ruiz allegedly resisted, and a scuffle ensued in which the man who served our country was shot by the man who illegally invaded it. Since then, Jimmy has undergone 7 surgeries, and as a result, he has regained the ability to speak in a whisper. In the Marines, Jimmy survived multiple overseas deployments, including to Iraq during his 14 years of service to this country. Now he is permanently paralyzed because of an illegal immigrant who has no right to even be here, much less to be carrying a gun, which he is not legally allowed to have under any circumstances. And most of all, he is not allowed to shoot our heroes while here. That is not unreasonable. Jimmy now faces a new fight to gain any small amount of independence. When asked to share his first message with the public, Jimmy offered a sobering account of what life has been like for him since the shooting was allowed to take place, an event which he said he remembers very clearly, and he had some choice words for the man who forever robbed him of a normal life and left him paralyzed, saying, "I don't think it's fair that he can do this and get away with it. And I am left with all these disabilities, or for him to get a reduced sentence when I've been sentenced to a wheelchair for the rest of my life." Then he spoke directly to the man that he believes tried to kill him that fateful day, saying, "I hope one day you'll go through the same thing I went through, or you spend the rest of your life behind bars and remember what you did." This has affected a lot of other people, not just myself, but my family and friends and coworkers. After breaking and entering into our country unwanted, this illegal immigrant was first arrested in San Antonio for a DWI in October of 2021, endangering other innocent people by driving drunk, according to court records. Authorities released him on a personal reconnaissance bond. And surprise, he never appeared for his court date. And after that behavior, the Bexar County District Attorney's Office later downgraded the DWI charge to obstructing a passageway, which Ortega Ruiz pled guilty to. He later violated his probation and was arrested again in August of 2023. But he was released again after posting a $1,500 bond because he had proven himself to be so trustworthy. And again, he never appeared for his court hearing. You know, if you fail to appear, bail should not be an option that is even on the table from that point forward. Common sense. It is a beautiful thing. Then authorities arrested this criminal for a third time in December 2023 before he was allowed to post another $1,500 bond and again failed to show up to court. Because it turns out that people who have no problem breaking the law and entering this country illegally tend to have no problem breaking the law. His fourth arrest took place in November of 2024. He was sentenced to time served 3 weeks later. At no point was he deported. He was contributing too much to our country, you see, to deport him. I mean, crime might fall if you did that. Is that what you want? At one point, Ortega Ruiz was allegedly tied to an assault investigation after his girlfriend claimed that he physically attacked her. The illegal immigrant ran from the scene and was never captured for that alleged crime. And now, on top of all of the rest, he has paralyzed a heroic young Marine who had a message for President Trump in the belief that the president can ensure that this illegal immigrant stays behind bars. Jimmy's words were, for President Trump, I would say this: the fact that this person was locked up 4 times and released, and our justice system seems to fail our citizens, what does that say? You're not a citizen of the United States, and we won't let you walk away. I want to thank President Trump for working so hard to secure our borders and putting the American citizens first. Many people have been hurt or killed because of the unsecure border and soft on crime practices. Americans deserve to be protected, and President Trump is helping to make sure this happens. This Marine also made it clear that he does not want Trump to deport the alleged shooter in his case, saying, do not deport him, but have harsher punishments for those who commit crimes in this country. Because if we commit a crime in another country, I guarantee you, they would not deport us. We would do the time there, and it would not be the same. In my case, and in any other case, and victims who have been victimized by illegal immigrants, I say you do the crime, you pay the time in that country. But the Bexar County District Attorney's Office has only pursued aggravated assault charges against this illegal immigrant for paralyzing this Marine. Both Jimmy and his family are understandably outraged with those charges, arguing that this illegal immigrant's alleged crimes rise to attempted murder and that he should be behind bars for life. That is what it takes to balance the scales of justice. Jimmy will be in that wheelchair for life. Justice is about balancing the scales. Jimmy's brother-in-law, Emmanuel Martinez, told the Daily Wire, it seems as if the district attorney's office here is just trying to clear their backlog without serving true justice to victims and their families. There have been many recent cases dismissed or even lenient probations established where there should have been jail time. We await trial and sentencing, or even more so, anxiously await a poor deal where the shooter receives a low sentence of 20 years or less. In an attempt to ensure this illegal immigrant faces justice, the federal government has hit Ortega Ruiz with charges for being an illegal alien in possession of a firearm, which is against our laws, and ICE has placed a detainer to ensure that he is not released onto the streets again.